学生你们好，欢迎你们到德伟老师的中文教室。我是德伟老师。I'm Teacher David, and welcome to Teacher David's Mandarin Chinese Classroom. What we have on the agenda for today is I am still going to give you a quiz of Chapter 3. But I thought before we did that, I would be very kind and I would give you a review of lessons 1 through 3. Just a quick review to kind of a reminder of what we've done, but also if you're a new student and you're just jumping in and you're thinking, should I take this quiz? I thought you might see the review and you think, well, let me just check out this review. I can probably take this quiz. Why not? So let's do a quick review. The text we're using is a textbook that I've had laying around the house forever. I used it to teach my children Chinese a long time ago. It's Conversational Chinese 301 by Kang, Yuhua, and Lai Siping. It's Beijing Language and Culture University Press. This is the 2005 edition. So it is quite old. There are subsequent editions, and I think at one point it was in 2 volumes, and it came with tapes back in the day and everything. I'm not sure what all is available now, but it's a pretty good book. I've seen them on eBay for as cheap as $4. So you can pick these up for next to nothing, and then you can, it's a pretty good book. But for $4 you can pick it up and you can write in it like I do and make a mess of it and make it your own, Anyway, or you can just tune in here and you can when we go through the book, we have the camera pointed at the book. So I hope that's okay with everybody, with the powers that be and all. Anyway, so we're doing our lesson 1 through 3 review. So what did we learn in lesson 1? We learned how to say 你好 and 你好吗, right? We learned some basic pronouns, right? We learned how to say 我, I, and 他, he, she, right? 他们, 我们. Sorry, that's a neutral tone, the men. We learned how to say all, do, right? And to come, 来. And we learned how to say yeah, right? Also, and we also learned how to say 很, right? We've done a lot of initial and final practice, our tones and our sounds and the phonetics, lots and lots of that. So if you want practice with your pronunciation, just on the initials and the finals and the tone changes and all that, we've done lots of that. Go back and watch those videos. For example, we learned that when 2 third tones come together, the first one becomes a second tone, like in 你好, right? Or 很好, right? When we write it, we still write 2 third tones, but when we say it, we know that when 2 third tones go walking, the first one becomes a second, right? And then the other 3 tones with the third tone, some examples are, we have it with a neutral tone, right? 你们, right? Or with the first tone, Beijing, right? The beautiful city of Beijing, which I could ramble on a little bit about my experiences in Beijing. But for now, I will spare you. Because this is the 1 through 3 review, this is not Dave rambles on about Temple of Heaven Park and all his amazing experiences in Beijing with all the amazing food and never mind. I digress already. That 美丽很累. Right. So tone changes and phonetics and spelling and pinyin and We've had lots of that stuff. Lots of big phonetics charts where we went through all the sounds with all the tones. Go back and watch those videos. It'll help both of us. You with your Chinese and me with my YouTube. Okay, in lesson 2, we learned how to say, how are you? So in the first lesson, we learned how to say hello, and we also learned how to say, how are you? But we learned it with the question particle ma, right? Like ni hao ma turns ni hao into a question. So ni hao on its own is like, hey, hello, something like that. Whereas ni hao ma, it's actually, how are you? Right? So we had more practice using ma, but in lesson 2, we were introduced to the word shen ti, right? Health. It also means body, but in this instance, it means health. Shen ti. 你身体好吗? 你身体好吗? Right? Literally, it means, how's your health? But it means, how are you? We also learned how to say, 谢谢, thank you. We learned how to say, 早, good morning, or early. And we also learned, I think we maybe already knew how to say it, but if we didn't, we got more practice with 再见. And that, to my way of thinking, that's one of our more difficult phonetics challenges, is the DZ sound. 在. It's as though you start with a D and then you go to a Z. 再见. Some other difficult ones were the R, right? The 日. 今天几月? 今天几号? 几日? Right? Which we're going to talk about that in a second. 今天几日? 今天几月几日? What is the date today? Where was I? Got distracted with the date. Good morning, early. 再见. We learned our numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that reminds me that we did an entire video practicing our numbers with asking and saying the date. So for the chapter 3 quiz, you definitely want to go back and watch that video. And the exact title escapes me, but it's something like numbers practice, maybe tones and saying the date or something like that. Watch that video before lesson 3 quiz, which is coming right up momentarily. We learn how to say 老师, 老师. 我是德伟老师, right? I'm teacher David. 认识你们很高兴. Very nice to meet you. I'm very pleased to meet you. Okay, we had more pinyin exposure, obviously, with all of our charts, our pronunciation charts, and our initials and finals practice, and our phonetics, our tone changes, and tone discrimination drills, and tone change stuff. Lots of stuff. You guys have learned a lot already. You should be proud of yourselves. I mentioned that before. Yeah, lots of pronunciation and pinyin practice. Like with the letter I, for example, when it follows a Q, right? It's like chi, like in the number 7, right? Or with the 4 tones, it's chi, 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 right? But then when it's followed by a CH or a C or an R or an SH or a Z or an S, it's ch or ts or zh, right? or sh, or z, or s, depending on what tone you use. But after a Q, it's that E sound, and after the others, it's an I sound. Kind of more of instead of an EE sound, I guess it's more of an I or an IH sound even. We learned that the way to make the like the yo sound is spelled IU, like in 六, the number 6, right, is spelled LIU in its fourth tone. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Okay, come on, Dave. Concentrate. Or as dio is to throw, like to throw a ball. And then in lesson 3 is are you busy with work? 你工作忙吗? 你工作忙吗? And then we had lots of practice with our pronouns, right? In relation to who's busy with work and who's not busy with work. We learned how to say 你呢. We also got family member vocabulary, right? We learned how to say 姐姐 and 妹妹, older and younger sister, right? And 哥哥 and 弟弟, right? Older and younger brother, and 爸爸 and 妈妈. Well, I think we already knew those, but that's mother and father, right? We're cruising now. Do-do-do-do-do-do. We had more practice saying the date in lesson 3. So on lesson 3 quiz, boys and girls, here's your hint, your quiz hint. It could be heavy on the date stuff because we did a whole video on that and the numbers. Lots more pinyin, lots more spelling, lots more tone practice. We learned that when 2 fourth tones go walking, the first one becomes a second tone. Like 不是. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Or 不谢. 不谢 means it's like, don't mention it. 谢谢. 不谢. Don't mention it. No thanks needed. Whereas with the other tones, it's like, it's pronounced in a fourth tone. We also had a little exposure to the retroflex R, which is a huge element in picking the Beijing accent. Like 花, flowers, right? Or 一点儿, a little bit. Okay, so we had, we also had exercises. We did, more phonetics practice, tone discrimination drills. Like I said, to prepare for your lesson 3 quiz, I would say go back and listen to the numbers, tones, and saying the date video that we made. It's a ways back in the videos, I think. And that's about it. So without further ado, onward to lesson 3 quiz. Good luck, you guys. 我祝你们成功. I wish you success. 成功就是 to succeed or success. Thank you. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and good luck in your quiz. Bye for now. 再见.